Hey, welcome back to Spilling the Tea. I'm Megan. This week I'm going to be doing it by myself because we have a new idea that we wanted to try. So as a part of my job at Wildly Digital, I spend a lot of time taking a look at strategies that are working online, updating myself on what's happening with the algorithms and all the fun things. So I was talking to Kate and I decided that we were going to start a series to help educate you on how YouTube works. So we are starting top 10s. What that means is we are going to be focusing on top 10 feature stories that have to do with different topics, which is one of the best ways to get views online right now, according to a lot of the brands that we follow and a lot of the newsworthy channels that are sharing information on a daily basis. Some of those channels include Information Overload, Miss Mojo, those are just a couple of the ones that I can think of off the top of my head. But they're really good for getting quick snippets of information that provide a lot of value that can keep you up to date on the latest trends. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take a look at 10 engagement fails that made customers take a second look at their favorite brands. All right, and coming in at number 10 is the philodendron pink Congo scam. This is a favorite one here for Wildly Digital because we are huge plant fans, if you cannot tell. So the pink Congo philodendron scam, say that 10 times fast, is, we found it by stumbling upon Kaylee Ellen. Kaylee Ellen is a YouTube plant tuber who focuses on plant care, plant tips, plant fun. If you haven't checked her out, go check her out because her page is great. So there are a lot of people in the digital world, hobbyists, online selling platforms, sellers, YouTubers, you name it, people are selling plants. And a popular one for these sellers is pink plants. Pink plants are harder to find, they're usually more expensive, and they are usually quick to sell out, especially in the digital world. So places like Etsy, Instagram, Amazon, and any other selling platform will have plants available for you to buy. We have one right here. This is a Hoya. This is my favorite tricolor Hoya. And in the plant world, there's also a lot of scams. Scams like coloring of leaves of a plant. So you can take dyes, or some sellers will paint the leaves and essentially make them look like this without them actually looking like this color. People like Robert McCacken and horticulturists that are active online are the first to tell any of these plant owners or plant sellers when they're doing it wrong. That is the situation that happened with the philodendron pink Congo. So the pink Congo actually doesn't exist. It's not a real plant. And that was what Kaylee helped to expose after Robert McCacken called out a couple of online sellers who were trying to sell this plant. And if you want to go see more, you can take a look at Kaylee's video. She does a great job of outlining it. Because of Kaylee's video and people talking about this scam online, it did cause a bit of an uproar in the plant community. Many people had bought these plants or were in search of these plants and were disappointed to find out that their plants really weren't putting off that color. So long story short, it got so bad that buyers were calling out sellers, sellers were calling out other sellers, and sellers were calling out suppliers. The chain went all the way back to the original buyer. If you want to know more, you can check out the hashtag philodendron pink Congo, and the scam is still going on now. So it's definitely entertaining. All right, and coming in at number 9 is Papa John's. There's always a time and a place for engagement, and Papa John's definitely missed that mark on this one. A few years ago, they partnered up with the Salvation Army and did a campaign to raise money for the Salvation Army. They put out a campaign where they asked their community to give them likes, comments, and shares, and for every like, comment, or share, they would donate $1 to the Salvation Army with a goal of $50,000. It didn't really work out as planned for Papa John's. Their community responded and found it quite exploitative of those in need, and that it was a shameless self-promotion of Papa John's and wasn't actually benefiting anyone. Their community, said that it would have been better for them to just donate the money because they had it anyways. At number 8, we have Sunny Clothing Co. Sunny Clothing Co. bit off a bit more that they could chew back in 2017. They made a promise for a free swimsuit for every repost of their post that they made to their Instagram feed. Their attempt was to create ambassadors out of their followers, but it backfired. The brand ended up gaining 745,000 followers from that one post. Each bathing suit retailed at $65. So as you can see, the brand could not live up to that promise without losing millions of dollars. Needless to say, there were lots of swimsuitless followers who weren't very happy. Number 7, McDonald's. Back in 2012, McDonald's put out a couple of hashtags that didn't go over so well. One of those was hashtag McD's stories. They had an overwhelming number of horror stories come in through the hashtag. Stories about customers experiences, employees' experiences, bad food, you name it, they had it. Story after story of the worst experiences that McDonald's had ever seen. Did you know that McDonald's even had paid to have the hashtag promoted on Twitter? How do you feel about McDonald's? Number 6, we have Kawaii Ni. If I said that wrong, I'm sorry. You can tell me how to say it in the comments or something if you know what this footwear company is. Long story short, they're a footwear company out of China. And in 2017, they had a bit of a scandal with a stray hair. The company published an ad to Instagram where a single strand of hair appeared on the screen, and when viewers swiped to try to get rid of the hair, it took them to a landing page with a Black Friday sale on Yeezy products. They ended up with a lot of angry customers violating Instagram's ad policies and getting banned from Instagram advertising for life. Number 5, Walker's Crisps and Gary Lineker. Walker's Crisps was doing a giveaway with the hashtag Walker's Wave, where it encouraged viewers to submit a picture, a video of themselves, or someone that they knew that would be superimposed onto Gary Lineker's face. We all know how the trolls work on the internet, and let me tell you, they did not hesitate to show up. They started submitting pictures of criminals, dictators, and other malevolent characters that were then being inserted into these videos and being shared automatically without review. As soon as they figured out what was going on, Walker's immediately removed the whole campaign, but the damage was already done. The pictures had been reshared and reposted 1,000 times all over the internet. BBC also reached out to the company's spokesperson who said, "We recognize people were offended by irresponsible and offensive posts by individuals, and we apologize. We are equally upset and have shut down all activity." Number 4, Uber. Gotta love them. Back in 2019, a Twitter user named @TheRealShunnery messaged them on Twitter with a very unhappy message that read as follows: "I had an awful driver today. I want my money back. Please respond so we can work this out." Uber had an auto-filled tweet that went out and read as follows: "We are so sorry about that N-word. Please send us a DM with your phone number and any additional details of your concern. We will then connect." If you check out that account on Twitter, it is a spam account, so people were saying that he must have changed his name or the user had changed their name before Uber was able to send out the tweet, which made it come up as the name N-word. It did cause quite a bit of controversy with their community because of the use of the word in general. And of course, Uber apologized and by Monday morning was vowing to have changed their process so that this would not happen again. Good on you, Uber. At number 3 is Epicurious and the Boston Marathon. We all remember the Boston Marathon. It was a very sad and tragic event. And if you don't remember, the Boston Marathon was back in 2013 when a bomb was put off in the middle of the Boston Marathon that's held every year. Epicurious decided to capitalize on the tragedy by putting out a tweet that enraged their followers. The tweet read, "In honor of Boston and New England, may we suggest whole grain cranberry scones. As well as, Boston, our hearts are with you. Here's a bowl of breakfast energy we could all use to start the day." Well then. From there, they had to then go into damage control mode, of course. If you watched our last video on damage control, you know this isn't a good situation. They also made the mistake of putting out a templated tweet that read as follows: "We truly regret our earlier food tweets and that they seemed insensitive. Our hearts and prayers are with the people of Boston." In April 2017, Dolce & Gabbana released their new fall shoe. It was a big white shoe that read, "I'm thin and gorgeous." The internet was quick to respond, and Dolce & Gabbana were not far behind with their controversial comments. The comments read as follows: "You think is better to be fat full of hamburger, ? Stupid? Spell check is not a thing, I guess." And another from the designer read as follows: "Darling, you prefer to be fat and full of cholesterol. I think you have a problem." Yeah, no. As you can see, they didn't comment appropriately and things blew up. To this day, you can still see that Dolce & Gabbana are not appropriate with their comments and they don't do the best job of handling their brand online, but the brand is still popular and did take a couple of hits as far as followers are concerned, but it's up to you as far as how you feel about the brand. At number 1, we have Snapchat. And if you are a frequent Snapchat user, you may remember this one. In early 2018, Snapchat ran a third-party ad that encouraged users to slap Rihanna or punch Chris Brown. The ad really stirred up some stuff with the domestic violence advocates online. Snapchat did delete the ad, but the damage was already done. Even Rihanna herself responded with, "You spent money to animate something that would initially bring shame to DV victims and make a joke out of it." Snapchat's stocks dropped 4% that day. They lost about $8 million in shareholder value. This is a huge hit to the brand itself, and overall, this is definitely number 1 because of how big it was widespread. This is a huge issue, and Snapchat totally overlooked this. So that wraps up our top 10 engagement fails that had customers second-guessing their favorite brands. Feel free to put your comments below of your favorite brands that may have messed up, any that we may have missed, or if you think that we should do a part 2, let us know. We'd also like to know if you've had an experience where you yourself, as a brand owner, have dealt with this and what you've done to fix it. And if you'd like to engage with us, you can feel free to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, pretty much anywhere that you are, we are, and please subscribe to our channel for the latest tea on all the marketing goods. We'll keep you updated on how this video is doing in our next video, and we'll keep doing that in videos to come. We hope that you enjoyed us, and if you have any suggestions on future videos, well, me, I guess, I'm the only one here, but if you do have suggestions on future videos, or if there are certain lists that you'd like us to explore, let us know in the comments, and we will get back to you. Have a good one. Bye.